Hello, hello. Just wondering how many of you are starting to pull your power back. Because it takes time. It really does. But when you cut away from certain things, it's like all of a sudden, boom, and you're like, man, I feel more confident. I feel like I have more strength. I feel like I have more of myself. There's things I want to accomplish. All of a sudden, you're like, do, instead of what are they thinking? How would they look at that? Will somebody put me down for that? That's where our confidence comes in, where you walk around like, whatever, I don't care what you say. And that's the hardest part for most of us. A lot of people go around and they appear to be confident, but in reality, their brain is concerned with the outside world. And it's funny, you can tell by how somebody walks. I was telling my daughter this the other day, because she does this a lot. And I've always told my kids, shoulders back, head up, stomach in, chest out. And she goes, I'm not trying to flaunt and show off. I said, it's not about that. It's being confident. It's being secure in who you are. And it's funny that we look at it as people think we're showing off when we're confident. But that's because most people are insecure. So if you can just lift your head up, and I'm not talking snobby to the roof, but I'm talking about just showing, I know who I am. I'm comfortable in my skin. This is my suit, and this is my energy. And when you reclaim that, people are going to start, who do you think you are? And all you need to tell yourself, it's not who I think I am, it's who I know I am. And I remember I had people that, oh, you think you're better than me? No, but if you put me on that pedestal, I guess that's how you see me. Thank you. It's not a matter of us needing to be concerned with how the world views us. It's how we make ourselves feel. And it's funny because people are looking for that outside validation everywhere that they go. They need somebody to tell them that, hey, you look good. Hey, that's a great idea. Oh, you should do this. You should do that. We don't need unsolicited advice to succeed. We need ourselves to be confident enough to where we're going, nothing is going to stop me today. And it's funny, I almost made it through the whole day yesterday. It was the last 5 minutes. And irritating. Why? Why did you want to do that? And I had to brush it off. And it wasn't even anything big. It was just something that I had to be like, it's funny that happened now. But yesterday was offbeat for me. Everyone around me was static, angered, annoyed. And I was like, nope, I'm not doing this today. I'm not doing this today. I'm just smiling and walking. And some days my job feels like it beats me down. Other days I'm like, it's just a job. If I'm not doing that, I'm doing something else, right? So I've had to learn to try to balance my emotions when it comes to feeling used, overly used. But I had a coworker walk by and was like, if I hear one more person complain as I walk by, I'm just gonna, and he was so frustrated. And I was walking off, I was on my lunch. And I said, you know what, you're doing a great job. And it put the biggest smile on his face, and he goes, thank you. You're doing a great job too. And it turned his moment around. Can't say if it changed his day because we fluctuate, right? The things that we interact with, the people that we meet, the things we have to do, the way that we're feeling in that moment. But that's where we have to remind ourselves, flip it. Just turn it. Stop looking at it as something that's attacking rather than it is what it is and it's going to pass. Thing about my job is there's always a different task. It's always changing. And like I said, I've had to learn to embrace it, that I'm going to do whatever I'm going to do. Yeah, there's days where I'm like, God, I'm tired of doing bosses' jobs, right? I'm tired of being the goat. I'm tired of being the one everyone can call on because for whatever reason, I have the connection. and it's that's my life though. That's who I am as a person, that everywhere I go I make friends. And my kids used to look at me, complete strangers would start talking to me and they'd be like, "Who is that? You know that person?" "No." "We all were talking like you were old friends." And as I've gotten older, I've realized, oh, that's my soul family. These are people that come around in certain times, rather they're down or I'm down, or we're just merging and separating. But we came in to put that spark into each other's lives. And this kind of, I guess, is going into, someone asked me the other day, I'm sorry, I don't remember who you were, but you asked if energies come back because we haven't switched vibrations. And I said, I'll make a video on that. Like I said, I guess this is going into that. But it's not that you haven't changed. It's that you are changing. And people, there's levels. I've gone through this before. There's lower vibration. And then, of course, there's scales to it, to the higher vibration. Well, when you're coming out of that lower and you're trying to get higher, you're still attached energetically in this field all across what you've existed in. So there's going to be, we'll call them linebackers, that come along and like, no, you stay here with us. We want you on our team because now you're even more valuable. I see you vibrating on a different level. I see things starting to come to you faster. I see you doing things that I want to do. You got to stay here, down here with us, because you're actually stronger than all of us. And the more that you raise up, and the only way to really raise up is to break free from those, and that means to start backing away, stop giving your energy, stop putting your thoughts, stop recreating the memories and the attachments that you had. And that means sometimes being alone, but it's also finding higher vibrational people. And in this world, it's kind of difficult. It's something we can try to provoke in people by the way we compliment them. We build them up, right? Because you can build people up or tear them down. I was talking to my son on FaceTime last night, and there was a guy that was drawing a person on the board, and then another guy walked up and started drawing someone else. Well, they're making fun of one of them, and I was like, you can be more encouraging towards him. At least he's being brave enough to get up there and try. What are you doing? So don't haggle, or heckle, leave him alone. And of course, all the guys are doing it. They're guys. I don't know if that's just a trait that most have. I'm not going to dog on dudes, but it seems like it's become a trait that we have. When people try, we make fun of them, and a lot of times that shows our own insecurities. That shows that we're not confident in our capabilities, and when we're not confident, that's where we will go to lower vibrations, because when you're in the lower vibration, there's not necessarily competition for betterment. There's just heckling, dogging on, just hanging out, chilling, doing nothing, no goals, no mindset, no breaking generational curses, no higher calling for a lot of people. And I've started understanding even more that I've tried to encourage people, reach your higher calling, and then it's become obvious not everybody has that. Because most people are so used to this 3D matrix, and they're comfortable staying on this lower vibration. It's very discomforting to work and raise yourself up. I get that. It's a lot of hard work, and it is what feels lonely. But I was just listening to, it doesn't mean I'm lonely because I'm alone. And we have to realize we're not alone. I have to remind people, and they look at me like I'm crazy, when I'm like, you're never alone. You have a higher power if you believe in that. You have guardian angels. You have angelic beings around you. You have your ancestors. You walk amongst things you cannot see. I guess if you get intuitive enough, you will see. You can feel, if you ever get goosebumps or just this feeling of like a chill, like I'm not alone. We've all had that. That happened when I was a little girl, and I was by myself. My mom owned a flower shop, and I was by myself, and this cold wind rushed behind me, and my whole body just, and the air wasn't on, nothing was blowing on me, and I think I was like 8 years old. What was that? And I got freaked out, I won't lie. I didn't want to be in that area of the flower shop alone. So it gets to a point, as I got older, I started understanding, oh, it's my protectors. There was nothing ominous about that feeling. Now you can walk into other energies and be like, ugh, I don't know what that was. I don't like that. You can walk into a building, we'll say an abandoned building, and all of a sudden you're just like, ooh, there's this cold, heavy, dark feeling over me. If you can tap into that, you can start feeling that when you're around other people. When you feel that around other people, back up, turn around, get away. Because you're walking into, we'll call it a Dementor off Harry Potter. I'm assuming everyone's seen that at this point. An energy vampire, an opportunist, somebody that's waiting. And when you are trying to scale up out of that, believe me, those are the linebackers that will come. And they will continue to test you and be like, you sure you want to go that route? I mean, you could just keep walking straight with us. We're not going anywhere. It's not hard this way. Oh, you want to go that way. You want to go up. Hold on. Let me put some trials and tribulations in your path. Let me make you question everything about what you're choosing to do. Because as you're choosing, because it is a choice, everything in life is a choice, but as you're choosing to work your way up and out, that's the hardest choice you will make. And you will be tested. Because you can't just elevate if you don't deserve it. Because it takes work and effort, just like if you're baking or fixing a car or anything in life that's worth doing is going to require effort. That's the same with soul work. That's the same with patching up your wounded spirit. That's the same with unpacking baggage and dealing with traumas and past from the pain. Traumas and pain from the past. A lot of us are like, oh, I'm not around that anymore. I've moved on. At some point, those traumas that you feel you've moved on from start showing in your new relationships. They start showing in your behaviors. They start showing in the way that you speak to other people, the way that you're triggered. Highs and lows. It's like a bipolar mentality. Because I'm good until something happens that reminds me of something that was, and now I'm not. It's like, I swore I had blocked my ex on every avenue. And I got an email, and it was like, man, just not giving up. But it wasn't to contact me to speak well wishes. It was to try to tear me down yet again. To bring me back to a lower vibration, to have access to me. The only way someone can bring you to a lower vibration is if you tap into their energy and give it back. If you respond to it in any way. And I had to tell myself, don't even respond to this. There's nothing left to be said. And sometimes silence is the best choice of communication. Because when you do put energy into that, you're showing the universe, you're showing that person, you're showing that entity that I'm still interested. Let's keep going around and around. You have to find if there's value in something that is approaching you. Will this help my higher self? Will this bring me to a higher level? Because if not, it serves no purpose in my life. If it serves no purpose, it's meant to pull me down and hold me back. So when we get to a point and we realize we've made the decision onward and upward, it's time to heal. That is when you will be pulled. You will have memories, you will have feelings, you will have triggers. But that's the beginning of the Caminando, the spiritual walk. Rising Appalachia has a great song, Caminando. And it's the never-ending walk of healing. Because when you're working on healing, it's a continuous step. New levels, new devils. You're not ever going to be 100% pure in essence. But you can shake off the murky aura. You can become more magnetic, because when you're shrouded in darkness, you're not going to attract anything that's beneficial to your life. But when you can start pushing away the opinions and pushing away the hatred and pushing away the complaints and stop focusing on the negative, when you can do those things, that's where you start cleansing. But you also have to do the practices that will help you get more in a secure footing. Because you don't want to build a foundation in a shaky ground. You want to elevate up enough to where you can build on solid ground. And you don't even need someone to build with you. But once you do start building on a solid foundation, be careful who you allow to come into your environment. Because the higher you get, the more you attract. And I'm talking all around. Soul family, karmic individuals that are little blockers that are meant to stop you. The goal is the battle of positive and negative. But what are you going to choose to keep feeding each day? Because if you keep feeding that negative mindset, I can't, I won't, the coulda, shoulda, woulda, if, the questioning mindset is the thing that leaves you going, feeling stunned. Well, what happens? Now you have placed yourself to be at the mercy of the universe, and the universe is going, but you're the one manifesting. What do you want me to do? You don't know? Okay, I'm just going to keep giving you more of the state of mind that you're in. It's almost like the mime. The mime is the perfect example of what happens when we don't know where we're at. And it's like, oh my God, I'm stuck, I'm trapped, I've trapped myself. But the mime puts on the show. There's no box. There's nothing keeping that individual in place other than the concept that they're putting on a show for you. And that possibly was the whole concept behind the mime. No words, just actions. To show you. Because sometimes we need actions and silence to really get the point. And that means also leaving behind those that are dragging you down. No matter who they are, and I know that's hard. But if you choose to stay with those that can't go, then you're choosing not to go. That's like you're packed and ready for your vacation, but you're waiting on the friend you invited to show up so you can all leave, but you miss your train because they were late. Now you have lost your money. You don't get to go on vacation. Everything's messed up because of you choosing to wait. When instead, I was ready. Always be ready for whatever it is you're choosing to move into. Because if you're going to choose to wait for other people, like I said, you're giving your ticket away to somebody who's ready to go. There's a lot of people that want a better life. The question is, are you willing to put forth the effort to obtain it? Just something to think about today. But I got to go get ready for work, finish up what I need to finish up, and peace, love, and light.